Okay, we are going to start the Texas Tornado Spiral Review for Monday. This is set 9. Number 1 says, order the following numbers using the greater than or less than sign. So again, guys, remember we always think money. So we're going to cover up this thousandths place and we're going to say how much money is that? Well, that is 86 cents. So we're going to write 86 cents. How much money is that going to be? Sorry, hopefully you can see. That's going to be 95 cents. So we're going to write 95 cents. How much money is that going to be? That's going to be 85 cents. So let's see if we can just do it this way first. We have 86 cents. Is 86 cents greater than or less than 95 cents? Well, we know it's less than. Okay, we also have 95 cents and 85 cents. Is 95 cents greater than or less than 85? It's greater than. Okay, remember you can also stack. So if you wanted to stack these, you would do it like this. You would just stack them right on top of each other. And then you would look here, we've got all zeros. Then we have an 8 and a 9 in the tens place. Well, which is bigger? Well, the 9's bigger. So we know this is going to be less than this. Then we have a 9 in the tens place and we have an 8 in the tens place. So which is bigger? A 9. So we know this is greater than this, which is exactly what we did here. Just thinking money. Okay, Johnny used 1 2/3 cup of sugar to make a cake for the bake sale. Leslie used 1/3 cups less sugar than Johnny to make her cake. Draw a picture and write an equation to find the number of pounds of sugar Leslie used. Let S equals the number of cups of sugar. So we're not going to draw a model. We do not need to draw a model for this, guys, but we can write the equation. Okay, we know if Johnny used this, and we know that Leslie used this much less. What are we going to be doing to these two numbers? If we're finding something is less than something, we know we're going to subtract. Okay, and remember, guys, this is mixed numbers, so we always want to set them up horizontally. Now this is going to be really easy. Why? Because what do we already have, guys? We have a common denominator. So we don't have to find a common denominator. We don't have to do anything. We just have to see, can we subtract? Well, can we take 1 from 2? We can. So 2 minus 1 is 1. Our denominator stays the same. 1 minus nothing is 1. So if Leslie used 1/3 cups less sugar than Johnny, then what did she use? She used 1 1/3 cups sugar. All right, we are going to factor the 27 again. So what do we do first? We add the digits. This is what we always do. 7 plus 2 is 9. That tells us if 3 is a factor of 27 and if 9 is a factor of 27. This is our divisibility rule, okay? The sum of the digits, is it divisible by 3? Yes, because 3 times 3 is 9. Is it divisible by 9? Yes, because 9 times 1 is 9. So we know in our factor tree we're going to have 3 and 9 as a factor, okay? We always start with 1. 1 times 27. We ask ourselves, is this number even or odd? Well, it's odd, so we know 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, all the even numbers are out. 3 comes after 2. We already know 3 goes into 9, so we know 3 is a factor of 27. Though 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, I'll sing it, sorry. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, and 27. So we know 3 times 9 is 27. Okay, 4 would be next. It's out because it's even. 5 would be next. Doesn't end in 5 or 0. 7 would be next. 7, 14, 21, 28. So 7 does not go into 27. 8 would be next, and it's even, so it's out. 9 would be next. We already have a 9, so we're done. 27 has 4 factors, so that means it is composite. All right, number 4. Says find the missing length of one side of the triangle if the perimeter is 245 feet. Okay, well, we know when we're finding perimeter, we're adding up all the sides. Okay, so we would add this plus this plus this. Well, they already gave us our total. So we know that perimeter equals side plus side plus side because we're talking about a triangle. Okay, well, they already gave us the perimeter. The perimeter's in the problem, so we can write 245 right underneath the P. We've got one side is 75.3. We've got another side that's 87.9, and then plus S. This is our missing side. This is what we need to find. So if we were going to solve this, what do we need to do first? Well, we need to add these two things together to see what we already have as a total. So we have 75.3 plus 87.9, okay? 9 plus 3 is 12, carry the 1. Don't forget we have to line up our decimals anytime we add or subtract decimals. We have 7 plus 5 is, let's do it the big way. 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 5 is 13, carry the 1. 7 plus 1 is 8, we know our doubles, so 8 plus 8 is 16. So this equals 163 and 2/10. So I'm going to put that right underneath there. I've solved that already. So I have 245 equals 163 and 2/10 plus S. So S is our unknown. So guys, again, the easiest thing to do right now is just to go ahead and put this in a part whole. Okay, we have our whole as 245. We have our part as 163 and 2/10, and here's our S. We know our part whole is either addition and subtraction or multiplication and division. Well, we don't have our two numbers that we can add together, so we know we're going to have to subtract. Okay, when you get in 6th grade, they're going to say, or I'm going to teach you, who's hanging out with S? So here's our equation. We have 245 equals 163 and 2/10 plus S. Well, who's hanging out with S? Well, plus 163.2 is hanging out. Well, if that's the case, then what's the inverse of plus? The inverse of addition is subtraction. So we're going to subtract 163 and 2/10 from this side, and that leaves us with just our variable, which is exactly what we want to do. We want to be left with this. But whatever we do over here on the right-hand side of the equal sign, we have to do the same thing to the left-hand side because we have to keep it balanced. So if we subtracted 163.2 from here, we have to do the same thing over here. So we've got 245 minus, guys, where's my decimal in my 245? It's at the end. We have to line up our decimals. So I'm going to put my decimal, and I'm going to put my 3 and my 6 and my 1. My 2/10 is here. I'm subtracting, so I'm going to add my 0. 2 minus 1 is 1. Does my friend need help? Yes, so I don't need to put anything, or you can put a 0 if you want to. I've got 14 minus 6 is 8. Does my friend need help? No, so I write my 8. 5 minus 3 is 2, but does my friend need help? Yes. So I'm going to take 1 away from that 2 and just put a 1. I'm going to give that extra 1 as help to my next door neighbor. And I've got 10 minus 2 is 8. I'm going to bring my decimal straight down. So if I've subtracted my 163.2 from over here, I end up with 81.8, and it's already set up for me. 81 and 8/10 equals S. So if I'm coming over here and I'm looking at what my equation would be, okay, it would be 245 equals 75.3 plus 87.9 plus S. So we solved for S, and we got 81 and 8/10. Okay. Number 5 says, which point is 4 units right and 2 units down from the coordinate 1, 5? Okay, don't forget, this is always our X, this is always our Y. Well, if we're going to find out which one of these is this far from 1 and 5, we got to put that on our grid first, okay? So if I'm going to 1 first, I'm always going to start at my origin. I walk before I fly. Remember, X, Y to the sky. So I'm walking over 1. I'm going up to 5. So that's the coordinate that they've given me. So then let's backtrack. It says, which point is 4 units right? Well, I'm going to go 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the right. And it says 2 units down. So 1, 2, and where did I end up? I ended up at an O. So which point, which coordinate is it? It's O. But let's write it as a coordinate pair. So let's start at the origin. We're going over 5, and we're going up 1, 2, 3. So that's the coordinate. All right, Linda worked 30 hours at $12 per hour. What was her gross income? Well, remember, guys, anytime we're finding gross, that's her whole paycheck before taxes are taken out. So we're going to multiply. We've got 30 hours at $12 per hour. So that's 30 times 12. And this is going to give us her gross. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. We've used our 2. 1 times 0 is 0. If you need a 0 placeholder before you multiply by the tens, you can do that. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 3 is 3. We add all this together. We have 362. So Linda's gross income is $362. So she had the following deductions. Remember, if we're deducting something off, it's being subtracted. So she has the following deductions. She has federal income tax of $27.25. She has Social Security $18.47, Medicare, which is insurance, of $358, and health insurance, which is $21.38. What is her net? Well, her net income is her gross income minus all of these deductions. So we're going to need to add all of these deductions up to see what the total is first. So we've got 18.47, we've got 358, and we've got 2138. Okay, remember we always want to look for tens. We don't have tens this time, but we do have a double. So 8 plus 8 is 16. Well, 16 plus 4 is going to be 20, and that's a 5. So if we've got 16 plus 5, that's going to be 21. And 21 plus 7 is going to be 28. Carry the 2. Again, let's look for tens. Well, we do have a 10 this time because we have 5 and we have 3 and a 2, which makes 5. So 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 4 is 14, plus 2 is 16. Carry the 1. We're looking for tens again. We have a 10. We have 8 plus 2. So that's 10 plus 17 is, plus 7 is 17. Oh, we actually have 2 tens because 7 plus 3 is 10. So we have 2 tens, so that makes 20. Carry the 2. We have 2, 4, 6, 7. So her total deductions are $70.68. Okay, so this all right here equals $70.68. Well, if we're finding her net income, then we have to take her gross income, which is $362, and we have to subtract all of her deductions. So that's $70.68. Remember, we have to line up our decimals when we're subtracting and adding. So we have 3 minus nothing is 3, but does our friend need help? Yes. So instead of a 3, we're going to put our 2. Give our help to our friend. 16 minus 7 is 9. Does our friend need help? No. So we just put a 9. 2 minus 0 is 2. Does our friend need help? Yes. So instead of a 2, we take 1 away. We give that extra 1 to our friend. 10 minus 6 is 4, but our friend needs help, so we write a 3. We give our friend help, and 10 minus 8 is 2. We bring our decimals straight down, and her net income is $291.32.